And so I tell you
We
what,
laugh. We laugh. We laugh.
you just keep me on track. I love that. I love that.
Forget. We got to go. We here. We here. Hello, 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 everyone. Happy day. Welcome to Business Owner Burnout. Business Owner Burnout. We are here right now to really talk through, this whole thing. Us being business owners and basically how it goes and how it flows. And burnout is real. I was just talking to somebody about this thing. Uh, but anyway, I'm Erica Kessie. I'm a love force with mysterious wisdom, celebrating life. And I am a Thrive strategist. I'm going to say this now because we usually are rushing off. I do have an opportunity for people who are feeling burnt out, for people who are feeling like they want to maybe pivot into a thriving coaching business, taking the expertise that they have and to maybe add that arm to their business, or if you are still in a corporate position or corporate situation, you want to pivot into a thriving coaching business. Well, then I have that. It's called Corporate Escape. You can see that here. Let me make these bigger for people to see. You can see that here, right here, Corporate Escape, and you can reach out to me by going to bit.ly/15 Erica chat, and we can have a chat about this. And not necessarily a chat. One of my coaches told me to stop calling it a chat because he says, it needs to be, you are saying you're having a consultation to figure out how you can work with this person. So it'll be a consultation free for you to, spend some time with me and us kind of map out what's the best fits solutions for you. So yes, Abby, please introduce yourself.
Hello, hello, happy day. Yes, my name is Abby. I am the CEO of Queendom Empire. I offer virtual COO services as well as online business management and outsource VAs to try to help take some of that stress off of our business owners, right? So they don't get burned out, trying to prevent it before it even starts. So I'm going to share a link in a little bit for my outsourcing guide because, as you said, Erica, we normally do have a tendency to just be rushing off here because the conversation gets so good, right? So um, I'm going to share that with you so you can put it in the chat for me. If you guys hear my printer in the background, please just don't mind me. So I'm excited for today's conversation. We've been touching on for the past couple of weeks recognizing the signs, and there's a lot there's a lot. And last week we were really focusing on, you know, how we have a tendency to see it in other people, but not so much in ourselves because we get so busy focusing on other people and what we do because we're the type of people that like to serve. So, um, what did we learn this week, Erica? Have you had a chance to reflect on yourself as far as
Yeah.
recognizing some more signs in yourself?
Yeah, I have. I really have been. This is just we are both talking about it, but also wanting to safeguard ourselves and in recognizing these things so that we are not hypocrites up here talking about business owner burnout. We want to let you all know that yes, we we experience it. We know it firsthand, and also um, we also know how to get ourselves to be in and have inspired action in our business instead of begrudgingly doing anything in our business. And so, uh, yes, I've reflected on it, and I've done many things to work on it. But in the reflection, I think it was touched on last week when we had Aaliyah here, where we think that if we put things on the schedule and we say we're doing these other things for ourselves, that we're combating it.
Yeah.
But we actually need to be very, very cognizant of it on a regular basis. Like it needs to be something we sit and we think about every week when we're doing our planning. How, what can I do in my business that will allow me to still enjoy my life and live? Um, because, like you mentioned before, serving I really do think helping and serving can definitely be an addiction. And
Serving and helping can be an addiction.
mm-hmm,
I can see why you would say that though, because I kind of it's so funny. I said that to myself before. I've recognized that before. What makes you what is it for you? Why do you feel like you are addicted to that, or
oh,
why do you say that?
oh yeah, I Lord, I mean, so I've been addicted. I used to smoke cigarettes, so I know what addiction is like. I know. So, I mean, I smoke cigarettes and that's like people addicted to that, or people addicted to alcohol, and they say they're addicted to these things, these chemicals. But I'm helping is also allows you to have that high. Once you are being of service to someone, because that's how you were conditioned to get attention, to get love, to be seen, to be heard, is because the only way that I'm able to get anything from anyone, not me just being, not me just a lot, just feeling and having the wholeness of myself, it has to be that I have to do something and to be of service to someone else, and then I get praise, and then I get a response, and then I get a response, right? I have
Mhm.
to show up and be what they need so that then I can get not even all the appreciation, still don't get all the appreciation, but something. And then you get to a point where, like, sometimes you don't even get the appreciation from them. So you learn to give yourself a natural high from the serving.
Hmm.
Yes. Yes, I do believe it's an addiction. Yeah.
Yeah, and I can actually relate with that so much. I think I'm gonna take it a little further. Actually, I think mine comes from just um, at one point in time, it wasn't even serving for me; it was people pleasing. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and, that's more so in my personal um, personal life and things like that. So at one point in time for me, it was people pleasing and serving. The difference is, serving comes with boundaries, right? Um, there are, it's one thing to serve because you genuinely want to. It's another thing to please people because you feel obligated for whatever the reason may be. And everybody's reasons will probably be different, because everybody's life experience and life journey is different. So, um, that's really what it was for me. And I know a little bit about addiction too. I can relate with the cigarettes thing if I'm being, totally transparent. I mean, it went from people pleasing to me to I liked seeing people smile.
Mm.
That's really what it was. And I had to be careful. I really did ask myself, do I like seeing them smile, or do I really just want to make them happy? And then I was like, No, I really just I genuinely enjoy making, you know, making people smile. I enjoy leaving a good impression on people. I want to, because I care about that kind of stuff, right? So I think there is a fine line, a very thin line between people pleasing and serving. And if you're not careful with it, it can take a toll.
Yeah. Um, mm, that people pleasing thing. Yeah. Um, wanting to see people smile. Some people just don't want to. Like you can't. Sometimes you just can't. And
Yeah.
so that's why even I noticed that in marketing now, everybody wants you to do this I help statement, right? I help this person do this and this is how, right? This is the I help statement. And I refuse. I say I partner, because when I say I partner, that means they have to do their part. I do my part, they do their part. Because a lot of times with this helping thing, it's you go all the way, you give and give and give and give and give and keep on giving, and they do nothing.
Yeah.
And then sometimes they don't even expand into what the goal was for them to do. So then if you say you partner, right? I don't help people. I refuse. I'm not. I, you know, I work every day. I have to check myself on this. Every day I have to watch everything that I do on a regular basis to watch to see how much helping that I'm not supposed to be helping people. I'm supposed to be partnering people with people. Do I fall prey to it? Yes, because I mean it's this is my vision for myself is to is to overflow. But then there's times that I'm not overflowing because I fall prey to myself and my conditioning of helping and helping and helping and helping. Um, so I just have to be. It's a part of my big plight. I know it. Now, one thing that happens to me is I get so excited about the helping. I feel so like I feel excited and ignited, right, and inspired that I used to say this. I used to say, "Oh, you can't burn out if you're inspired, if you're doing inspired action." But if the inspired action is for others and it's always for others, then you will ultimately burn out. So it's so important to inject love, care, honor, the things you love into your life. And so going back to what you said about reflection, I did reflect this week and I said to myself, there's this thing called the self-care plan. Okay. If anyone wants a copy of that self-care um, plan, please reach out to me. Be happy to help you. You can go to info@yourgoalconcierge.com. It's a free thing. I'll just send it to you. It's a document that you can complete. And if you need help completing it, then we'll talk about what that looks like. But basically, it breaks down. It's like a circle. It breaks down to have total well-being. You must put things into each part of the circle. So physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, professionally, and personally, all these components. You say what you're going to do for yourself in all of those components on a regular basis and give that to yourself. Give that to yourself. Then you're overflowing to be able to serve others, but not until after you've done that. And so I just want to say, in this space and time for me, I am really just stepping back to do that, reassessing my, my self care and my and my vision for pouring into myself so that I'm overflowing. Oh, and also, there's another thing. I'm fighting against this part of myself that tells me when I'm resting and when I am relaxing that I should be doing something.
Hmm. You know, okay. I was watching a little something the other day on YouTube. I don't know if you've heard of Jackie Hill Perry, but and I forgot which. I don't know if I was on her and her husband's podcast listening to that or something else because I really like her. She is a Christian speaker, author, poet. Her story is amazing. Okay, but she basically made the statement that she struggles with resting too, and she feels she don't know what to do with herself when she's just sitting down and stuff.
Hmm.
And man, if that is not me, okay. But she said um, that her mom had made the statement, or somebody had made the statement. Basically, her mom always did something while she was pregnant with Jackie and stuff like that, and so that kind of went right on into into Jackie as she was in her mom's womb and stuff like that, and um, that's why she feels like that because she's always doing something, and it made me reflect on me growing up, and I can remember my mom always staying busy. It's funny because my mom, she said when she went into labor with me, she had all these other kids. Okay, I am the second to the last, and then her and my dad was kind of a yours, mine, and ours thing. My mama went grocery shopping. She went to the store. She bought dinner. She cooked dinner for the kids while she's in labor with me. Okay, before she even made
Girl,
it to the hospital.
I worked all day. Worked all day. Was trying to figure out why I'm still leaking. Why am I leaking? So I called the doctor. I called my midwife, and she was like, "Come in here. Come in here right now." I came. I went to her, and she was like, "Ma'am, go to the hospital. You're about to deliver." Like all day long. Yeah, I worked all day. Worked all day. Got and was mad because I leaked on the computer on the seat that I was sitting in. Was trying to clean that up, like it was just a mess. Yeah, didn't know all day. So yeah, I, Lord, nobody talks about that part. Like who? I've never heard anybody when they talk about burnout talk about that. Talk about how
Well,
it's
just where you're
because
from
like
in
it's
general.
it's not like okay. Ooh, my daughter. She, I just love watching her. I love the life that she gets to live. It's a life that I have never lived in my life. Okay, where she says, "Mom, I'm just lazing. I'm gonna laze. I'm just gonna laze," and she just feels she's just so content, just like I'm just gonna laze. I would see her in a minute, in a heartbeat. She'll just go lay down, just just go sit down and just be there. And I don't know how to do that. Like that is so hard for me.
Mhm. Mhm.
Because then when I lay down long enough, I start thinking, oh my goodness, I'm depressed. I think I'm depressed. Like that's what I thought. I thought that earlier this week. I said, oh my goodness, because I did not do anything over the weekend. Because I didn't do anything over the weekend, ma'am. I thought I was depressed and that I needed to go. That's why I said, let me get my self care wheel out because maybe I'm depressed. And so I got to write down all the things that I need to do that to allow me to feel like I'm putting effort into myself. But maybe I'm just tired. Maybe I need to just lay down.
Mhm.
But then let's talk about this part. This part for me is there's only so much resting I can do. People say, "Hey, take a load off, relax," right? There's
Mhm.
only so much I can do as a single mama. Period.
Mhm.
Period.
Or even as that type of person. I know we talk about being a mom and stuff like that, and that is 100% true. But believe just even just as a person, like if you're used to going and you're used to, working and you're used to doing all of that, because listen, my mama's kids are grown and out the house and I still watch her. She don't sit down for nothing. It really kind of upsets me at this point because my mama's older. Okay, my mama's at that stage in her life where she needs to sit down. I mean, and we talk
Girl.
about a sergeant at the jail down here. You know what I'm saying? That's her career path. Okay. So she's been there for years. And I'm just like, and she still works overtime. And I'm like, Mama, if you don't, it's just you in the house. Come on now. Have a mortgage cheaper than most people's rent. Come on now. Sit down.
Girl. Girl, people don't know how to do that. People,
No.
no, I. That's one reason why I have that. I'm gonna need for you to sit down, but I'm talking to myself too.
Yep. Me
Sat
too.
down, but I can only do it so much. So I can
Right.
only do it so much. But I feel like I'm working. There's levels to this thing, you know. I feel like I am radical in that I have set up my life in a certain way where I flow. Like this morning, I had just one meeting, you know, and it was my friend that I've been interacting with for like 2 years. I worked out this morning. This is the first thing that I'm doing, like work thing, today. Like I am curating a life, okay? I am, but there's levels to this thing because can I say to someone who supports me, right? Hey, y'all, I really need 3 weeks just to be me, just not anything, just be. And me trust that all hell won't break loose. Serious. Serious.
It's a problem for me. It's a problem for me because no, I feel like if I don't do it, it won't get done right, and I feel that in my home life as well as I mean, like, I really have a problem with
But
that.
it's the but let's be honest. Is it the truth?
Yes,
It
yeah,
is the truth. It's the
absolutely.
truth. You have tried. Listen, I know I've tried. I've tried to let somebody do something. Okay, I've tried to let people do. Okay, and it
Yeah.
be it. Listen, girl, I got my car hit one time following somebody. Okay,
What?
yes, ma'am. Girl, yes, ma'am. I said I'm just follow this person. This person was directing me, and I was just going along with exactly what he said. Exactly what he said. And guess what? End up getting my car hit.
Baby, listen, that's a real thing. If you are a woman, an independent woman who's used to having to do things on her own, and you listen, that could affect relationships of any sort. Okay,
Girl,
listen, you gotta be
never.
one
Yeah.
tough.
I tried. Hmm. There's been plenty of times I was in a relationship with this man, and he was like he didn't like how I was running things, how I was running the money, how I was running things, right? And I said, okay, fine, here's my check. You take care of everything. And the next thing I said to him was, I really want to eat out tonight. I want to eat pizza. I want to eat pizza. Let's have pizza. And he says, well, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. I gotta figure out the money. Like I don't know about this. Like I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Excuse me.
Let
You
me
know
tell
what?
you. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. He gave that back to me immediately. He had it for 30 minutes. He had it. He had all the responsibility for 30 minutes, too much, and gave it right back. And I said, mm-hmm. Well, at least you know. Because I still made sure we ate pizza that night. And we was able to manage the rest of the week as well. Because I am a miracle worker.
You better say something.
Baby. Miracle. I am a miracle worker. I was just telling somebody earlier, I said, I am superior. I need someone to be involved with me who is as superior as I am. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I could truly rest. Going back to this whole thing about resting, man, and burnout. How can you really, like, seriously? There's a certain amount that I will never be able to relinquish until I have a community that allows me to actually relax and rest for real. Which is one reason, one thing that I've been trying to build this whole time, my whole life, is a community to allow me and allow others, y'all, just let you know that's the end game. The end game is to create a rehab for helpers so they can feel what it's like to have, they can laze all day and they can be with themselves and they can know how to sit down.
Mm.
We deserve that.
But yeah, absolutely.
Because
I mean, the
how can you
whole,
create something in your life if you've never experienced it? So, for example, I had a lady who, a client was having anxiety. I was talking to the nurse practitioner I was working with. She was like, "Yeah, let's put her on some anxiety medicine just for a little bit, so she can know what it's like to not have all that anxiety, just so she can know what she should be aiming for."
yeah.
Right? If you never ever had that. I mean, I didn't have a daddy that did that for me. I didn't have a I didn't have a family. I was always like, I came out responsible. Like, it was just been that way. So when we talk about burnout, I can only do so much.
Hmm. Yeah. And like, I mean, like I'm the same way too. I mean, when it comes to resting and stuff like that. And I, but boy, I'm gonna make sure everybody else gets it though,
Girl,
because
thank you.
I know it's important. You know, I know it's important. And at the same time, when I go to check me, I struggle with the boundaries with that because, like I mean, like I said, if I don't do it, the stuff doesn't get done.
I feel like I'm fight. I met somebody, and I feel that's what I'm fighting with him about. Like, he don't know how to not, and so I he don't know how to not. He don't know how to not do everything, and he don't know how to also, you don't know how to ask for help, don't know how to accept help. Let me tell you, I know how to ask for help. When I did ask for help, I either got rejected or they could not, they didn't have a capability. I know how to accept help. Yes, I do. I know how to accept help, but sometimes that help that people give me is such a little bit of more, so it would never be as much. When I think about the help I've gotten from people, it's nothing compared to the help that I give people. That's another reason why I don't help. Because helping it just, this whole help thing, let's just partner. You do your part, I do my part. We have an agreement on what your part is, my part is, and we do that part. You part. Because the helping thing,
Yep.
and then guess what? I come off ungrateful if I'm saying that help is not the help that I want.
Woo! Wait a second. Say it again. Because see, I get tired of being called ungrateful because I'm like, how, man? We had a conversation before it got to this point. My
Girl,
goodness.
girl.
Because listen, somebody told me, and I'll never forget a long time ago, you know, they really explained to me what being proactive was instead of reactive. And then when they explained it to me, I was like, that really makes so much sense. So they were like, you can't control what everybody else does, but you can control what you do and how you react. And what he was like, so what did you do? Like, what part did you play to get
Mm-hmm.
to this point? And what could you have done better?
Mm-hmm.
And so from that, you know, from that point on, I stay asking myself the same question. You know, I mean, what part can I play? Because I can't control what other people do, but I can control me.
Yeah. And what I know is I do my part.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I sit and I spin and I recognize and I negotiate what is my part of it, and then I do my part, because then guess what? If you do their part, that's how you get to burnout, because you're overextending yourself. You're doing more than what you said your part was.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times we'll be in situations where we never negotiated what the parts was. So then
Exactly.
you're doing way more than you're supposed to do. And other people are like, well, they're gonna do it. Oh, this remind me of when I went canoeing with a class. I forget. Maybe I was in fifth grade. I think it was in fifth grade. I was and nobody wanted to partner with me. I ended up with a teacher, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting in the front and she's sitting in the back. I'm rowing. First of all, I'm feeling rejected because none of my classmates wanted to do it with me. I had to end up with a teacher, right? I am rowing. I look back, find out she's not helping me. She's
Mm.
relaxing, and I'm rowing.
The teacher is relaxing
The
while you're
teacher,
rowing.
yes, yes. That just came back to me right now. That just came back to me right now. That's another example of a leader doing harm.
Yeah.
Because would you not recognize this poor child didn't get picked? She got to be with me, a teacher, and you gonna not do your part. You're not gonna talk with her. You're not gonna do your part of what we're doing.
Yeah, I'd be like, excuse me. Hey, and
But I was in fifth grade. There was no excuse me. She's a teacher.
I mean,
You see what I'm saying? Well, I was. I was always. Uh, listen.
I kept quiet too, but in my mind was not quiet. And when I got home, okay, when I got home, my family will tell you stories about me, and I mean, listen, because I
Okay.
have opinions. I think I touched on that before too. Like I have opinions, and I voiced them to somebody. Somebody was gonna hear me.
I really, actually, to be honest, I I was talking to Chris about me, and Chris is my daughter, and I really don't feel like a lot of people hear me or want to hear me or want to hear all that I can just sit and withstand to hear me. I've even worked with therapists and they didn't sit to listen to me. Or they listened and then there was just no response. Anyway, uh you
A
guess what?
therapist is a whole nother subject for me. I'm gonna be honest with you because I've tried a few myself.
Girl, listen. Don't get me
You're
started.
amazing. I'm just gonna put that out there for everybody who already knows you. You know what I'm saying? Erica is a licensed professional therapist. She is amazing. She will give you her all. Okay. She is,
Girl, all and then some. Like
yeah.
that's
I'll vouch for you.
that's how I roll. But that's how I roll because I do that because that's how I want people to treat me. You
Right.
know, I truly treat the people with the same tracking, honor, care that I would like to see someone to offer me.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is Business Owner Burnout. We want to thank you all for coming. This is Abby's link. Okay, please go and get Abby's resources. She has um, a outsourcing guide on VAs for business owners. So just in case you're feeling burnt out and you need some resources, hey, Abby has them for you. You can go over to her website and there's the link for you. And if you decide, oh, you know what, I really want to take my expertise and pivot into a thriving coaching business, you can check out Corporate Escape Program. And this is Business Owner Burnout. Before we go, Abby, and we're going to go over to our next event, which is how imposter syndrome causes burnout. Um, would you like to end our time together?
Yeah, so I just you can find me and Erica both on a LinkedIn. That is our favorite social media to be on. Okay, Erica Kessie, and my LinkedIn is under Abby Lee. That's Lee, like Inspector Lee. I used to get made fun of, but well, that's beside the point. So we will be here weekly at 11. Um, I enjoy our conversations. I enjoy talking about business owner burnout, because there's so many things that we even just random things that we discuss that actually lead up to it. I mean, really, I mean, just leading up to it. What you say about, listening to people and really just being there for people. I mean, you could overdo that. So a balance of rest, which is a tricky subject, right? So we look forward to speaking with you guys next week. We're going to hop on over to Imposter Syndrome. That is Erica's event. And we're going to continue our fabulous conversation over there. So we will see you all next week for Business Owner Burnout.
All right. Yes. Bye.
Bye.